Good morning. Yesterday we talked about synonym context clues, where you were looking for a word in the sentence that meant the same thing as the word you were trying to define. This morning we're going to be dealing with the opposite, the antonym context clue, where you're looking for a word in the sentence that means the opposite of the word you're trying to define. So you're going to open up this link, which is going to open up the same worksheet we worked on yesterday. But now we're coming to page 2. And we're going to look at a couple sentences together. First, when she accidentally pushed the beautiful cake off the table, the child demolished what her mother had created. Now, this sentence has some antonym context clues. It also kind of has some clues in it that you might be able to figure out without finding the antonym, because we see that the child accidentally pushes a beautiful cake off the table and demolishes it. And you can pretty much guess what happens to a cake when you knock it off the table. But if you're looking for the antonym context clue, you find that she demolishes the cake that her mother had created. So demolishing is going to be the opposite of what her mother did, which is created. So we know that to create means to put something together, to build it. Demolish, therefore, must mean the opposite of that. It must mean to destroy, to wreck. And so that will be our definition. Number 2, the cashier was polite, unlike the customer, who was quite curt to her. So the word we're trying to define is curt, and we have a cashier who was polite, unlike the customer who was quite curt. So I see that the customer is the one who's being curt, and that is unlike the cashier who was polite. So I can pretty easily see that curt and polite are opposites. And so the opposite of polite is going to be impolite. It's going to be rude. It's going to be something along those lines. Number 3, I'm going to read the sentence, and then you take a moment, pause the video, and do it yourself. I'm not groggy, Anna insisted. I'm wide awake. Okay? If you got sleepy is what groggy means, then you are correct, because Anna insists that she's not groggy, but instead she's wide awake. The opposite of wide awake is going to be sleepy, which would be what groggy means. So for your work, it's going to be the same thing as yesterday. I want you to complete this worksheet. We've done the first 3 together. And I want you to submit your answers either as a picture of a piece of paper or by entering it right in here. Y'all have a good morning, and I will see you soon.